Okay, so you don't necessarily need to work along with me, mostly because I have a lot of it done already. I'm just going to do a small part of it, right? But if we look the assignment description. All right, the first part of what we're going to do, we're going to define typography, the color palette, and the icon set. And that's this image I took from the article. Um, that's that first artboard right here. All right. You can zoom in and base it off of that. There are all sorts of other ones. How you show these things is completely up to you. Pinterest actually has a lot of really good examples of this kind of stuff. If you just do a search for front-end framework, oops, that work. We want something that has. All right, maybe we want style guide instead. Sorry. Okay. Yeah. So actually, here's a pretty good one. So you see, there's a color palette. There's some typography. There's iconography. That's the first part of what we're going to do, and this is going to be due on Monday. And then once we have that done, so I'm sorry, I said everything was going to be 2 weeks. I meant 1 week. Each section is 1 week. So we'll do that, and then the next part we'll do will be like, it'll be different. It'll be a little different, but we'll do UI elements, among other things. There's a list. But that's what we're going to start with first. We won't make all of these, probably. Well, we might actually. Some of these aren't relevant for us. Forms are really important. Maps, navigation, layout patterns, those kinds of things. But how you do it and how you show it is up to you. I have, if you find me, I can put a link, but I've got just the design motion, here we go, style guides. I've got a board of style guides that I collected that I felt were good examples of what I wanted you guys to do. But you can see, I mean, they all have like similarities in what they're showing, but they're all a little different, and that's fine. It's actually a good practice to, as a designer, spend a lot of time just making your own, making it look the way you want it to look. So you're going to start off with a color palette. You're going to define your primary colors, your secondary colors, your complementary colors. And notice my complementary colors are just shades of gray. They're not necessarily complementary colors for my other colors. They are colors I want to use for the background, the text, and the icons. Or might as well just call it like tertiary colors. That's probably a better description. So most important colors, most noticeable colors, second most noticeable colors, colors that you shouldn't notice all that much, right? Because they're going to have a lot of content. They're going to be used to convey content. And then you have colors that represent state changes. You see I have the states listed down here: active, completed, pending, error, and in progress. So you want to think about them that way. Then another section that is typography. Pick a font family, right? Or two, serif and sans serif maybe. There's also slab serif, which is like a hybrid between sans serif and serif. But you want to make sure it's also a web font. All right. So if you pick a font off your computer and it's not on fonts.google.com, then you got to pick a different one. Okay. You can grab them from here if you want. So like here's Open Sans, that's the one I'm using for mine, but maybe I want to pair Open Sans with, let me pick a, since Open Sans is a sans serif, let's pick a serif. We'll go with Roboto Slab. Come on. I want to download it. Yay. Actually, I should check my font book to see if I have it. I do have Roboto Slab already. Okay. So I can come in here and maybe, I'm going to show a second one. So maybe Open Sans is going to be for these headers, but I want this one to be sans serif, or I'm sorry, Roboto. So type in Roboto Slab. Defaults to thin. I'm going to hit regular. Now you see this thing, come here, so that says body copy style right here. These are text styles that you can set up so that if you reuse, like say you're going to make a wireframe and you want to keep the styling of the body content, all the content you'd be reading on the wireframe or the mockup, consistent with your style guide, right? Well, you create these text styles, I have a bunch of them for all the different headers, in order to keep all of your different areas that should be similar consistently styled. They're like CSS rules, okay? So if you have lots of body copy somewhere, then you should have a body copy style, okay? Now I made a bunch of changes. Now see it reverted back to Open Sans when I clicked on it. So I come back in, do Roboto Slab, change it to the style I want. I could change the size or whatever there too. Now this little update, the two little spinny arrows, that just means do I want to update the style or do I want this to be a singular instance where I've changed it. Now I want to update the style. You could click in here and like create a new one based off this. So this could be body copy serif style, right? If you wanted to keep the sans serif style, so maybe we'll do that. Could leave it style too, but I'm going to be a little more explicit. Serif style. All right, so now I have second body copy style. Cool. Is everyone good with that? Understand what I did there? One thing you need to do on your style guide is make sure that all your labels are consistent. So all your text needs to be labeled with the type of font it is, the style of the font, so is it italic, thin, bold, whatever, and then the color. The color needs to be represented in hex, right? That's the color symbol system or color system that we use in web design. Roboto Slab. I want everything to be aligned, right? So I shouldn't have things just like this should not be way out there like that. That's not a good label. If you really want to have two full styles on your page, you could, let me zoom back out here. Could grab all of this, and if you hold Option, just like in Adobe programs, you can copy it, pull it down. I could come in through here and grab these different styles. Well, just do them individually. Just change them to Roboto Slab. Like that if you want. If you think it's going to be a font that you're going to use and show a lot. See how the width changed compared to that width? It's a little wider. Things you got to think of. That'll changes my spacing right here a little bit. And then all these places where it says all my labels need to be changed. Roboto Slab. Copy it. Don't make more too much work for yourself. If you hold, so you see I have things, all these things grouped like this. This is also a requirement of this assignment, right? Grouping in a logical way. So this is an element, or it's a component made of two elements. It's the header text and then the label. Okay. If you want to just click through it to grab, like I just want to grab the header text, I don't want to have to click and then double click or something like that. Just hold Command, and that will selectively click through all the different groups and grab whatever whatever your mouse is hovering over. So if I just want this label, I just hold Command and then click. All right. Well, I'm not going to change all those right now, but do you guys get what I mean? So you need to define your typography. The things you need to define in the typography, give me a font family style. So you don't necessarily need to use the A's, but you can, just letters, so an uppercase, lowercase. 3 headers. I don't care if your third header is capitalized. That's kind of a convention with tertiary headers, is to capitalize them so they're a little more noticeable. It's up to you. If you don't like it, make it lowercase, make it normal capitalization. You need a body copy text. I just grabbed, so I have this plugin called Craft that I haven't had you guys install yet, but you can, and it generates type body content for me. Okay. If you're going to install Craft, you want InVisions Craft. I'll put this link. In the thing. This website's. Oh, there we go. Slow. So you can download the plugins. Yeah, to stick in your email address, they'll send you a link to download it. You could get Craft Manager, which is like a program that runs in the background. No? Are they? Oh, maybe they're just gonna send you the Craft Manager. If you do this, let me know because you'll need help installing it. You'll need permissions. I find it really useful. We're not going to use it a whole bunch right now, but we will when we start making like wireframes and mockups. Okay. Okay, and then the next thing is going to be icons. I'm going to get rid of this voice thing actually. All right, so icons. We're going to put icons down here. Icons need to be SVG icons, so scalable vector graphics. Okay. There are free icon sets. There is a Sketch resources. Sketch app resources. Sketch app sources. So this Sketch app sources is a good website to check out. I will also give you a link. You can search for stuff in here. So let's go icons. So there's going to be free icons you can use. There we go. Some basic icons. Download these icons. If you want to, you can use like material design. If you know what that is, that's Google's kind of design initiative. That is actually built into Sketch. Open up that. So here is the material design style guide. This is what you do when you do a style guide for an entire operating system. I don't know if they have icons in here. I don't see them. Okay, they don't have icons in here. I mean, they do, but they don't have like just a sheet of icons. Are there iOS ones? Yeah, so we'll talk about symbols in a second. Symbols are different. Symbols are something built into Sketch. I don't have any symbols defined in here right now, but we're not gonna do symbols right now. That's for later. Okay, so find some icons, download them, put them into your project directory. Let's see. Where I put everything. I have resources. Oh, good. All right. Is up. Oh, do not have Gotham Bold or Gotham Book. Let's go out and get Gotham Bold. not a robot. Okay, so if you download fonts from the web, it's a good idea to keep them organized. I have a folder in my documents called fonts. I usually just grab fonts and dump them over there. Once you've done that, where is it? You can come double click on that and hit install, and it will install the font for you so you can use it. Here's something about Sketch though. If you open a Sketch file that you don't have the fonts for, like here, I don't have these fonts, you're gonna have to close it or individually select the elements that are maybe using it. It's a good idea to close it, close that Sketch file, then open it back up. So I'm just missing book right now. So yeah, here's where it was associating those fonts. Okay, that it'll reassociate the font with where it's supposed to be. But okay, so here's all these fonts, or these icons. So I'm just going to grab them. This little symbol here means that they are symbols. So there's a symbol page where they actually have this is a SVG, where they actually have the drawing of it. Okay. The reason you do this is the symbols act as like stamps or reusable elements, and you can, if I need to update this, I can update it on my symbols page, and then that update will propagate throughout all the other instances of the symbol that I've used, unless you specifically break the connection to the symbol. It's the same thing as like symbols in Illustrator, if you ever use those. All right, so I'm gonna copy these. Oh, did I close mine? I did close my other one. Okay, paste it in here. Oops, not necessarily where I want to paste it. Let's group them. I've got some icons. Now the nice thing about SVGs is that they can scale up without losing any quality. They're not bitmaps. Now Sketch will show them as bitmaps. So if I zoom in, they look pixelated, right? That's what a bitmap would be. But these are actually paths. So you can see that there's actually a path there that is defining those bitmaps, right? Sketch is really good at at letting you draw things with vectors, but then having it almost like in Photoshop, you would used to have to like rasterize it in order to get your pixel to get it to look like this essentially, which is how it needs to be for on a screen. But SVGs can hold both states simultaneously, which is really useful for, if you wanted to go in and edit the icon again or something. Does that make sense? It's really kind of technical and nerdy, but it's important to know. Okay, so there's some icons. So then you would just label parts. Oh, I just grabbed that one because it has the styling that I want. I can double click on it. Icons. It's probably a good idea to make that a style. New text style. We're going to call it section label. Section label. All right. Another really nice thing about Sketch is these smart guides like this that shows me how far away elements are from each other. I'm holding Option. So I click on one thing, I'm clicking on the group of icons, hold Option, and then mouse over other things. And that tells me how far away they are from each other. Okay. Really, really useful. Really useful. Ouch. Be consistent in your spacings. All right. So I have 11 here. What did I do up here? I don't know if I can tell me. I did 16. So I should probably do 16. Okay. I'll grab, oops, not you. Grab this. If you hold Shift and use your down arrows to kind of move things around by pixel. If you hold Shift, you can go by tens. Right. So right now it's 12. Hold Shift. It's 22. Right. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now it's 16. Although you may notice that between this one and this one, there's a lot of white space up here. That's the line height for the font. Okay. You guys know what line height is? You remember in CSS? It's the actual height of your line, which can be taller than your actual font or shorter than your font size. So my line height here, which is spacing, if I make it closer to 64, if I make it exactly, brings it down, and that's pretty close. So that's my spacing there, 27. 7. All right, 27. So that just makes the spacing a little more consistent. What's my spacing here? 100. What's my spacing here? 40. I'm going to group these because they belong together. 40, so 50, 60, 70, 80, 100. 90. Never mind. Okay, there's 100. All right. So it's just a matter of keeping things moved or consistently spaced. I want three different icons sets. So you have your base icons, and then where's my description? You need a default, active, and succeeded. All right. So this is my default. You'll want to label. Let's grab. Actually, let's just do some text real quick. So T for text. This is my default state. Come over here. I have a label text style set up. Works really well. All right. Default state. Copy that over. Get rid of that. All right. So all of these are these are still symbols, right? So they're all still connected, but I need to break those links. If I'm able to break them all at the same time. No. No. It's not letting me select all of them. Okay. Let's ungroup it really quick and see if this works. I'm trying to just have a faster way to make this work for you guys. All right, so they're all out there. I can select them all. Right click. Okay, detach from symbol. That's what I want to do. Oh, bummer. You can't edit their similar characteristics. Okay, well, can we ungroup them some more? Out of those folders. This is probably just going to make a mess. There we go. All right, so what I did is I just kept ungrouping them, which is probably not the best idea, to get to a point where I could edit all their colors, their border colors, at the same time. So right now, oh, they did have some fill. All right, and right now some of them have fill. They all have color. How weird. Okay, I totally messed that up. All right, you might want to do it individually. Let's step back. All right, I still want to break. There we go. Still want to break the links. Okay, well, you can come in and change their colors. Change their colors based off of what your status change colors are up here. All right. When you make these colors, it's a good idea to add them to this section called document colors down here. By default, it will be empty, but it's a good idea to put all your palette colors in here because you're going to use them in the rest of your style guide. All right, so I need default, what did I say? Default active, and succeeded. So I need the yellow and the green, and then whatever their default color is. So for all of these, I'm just going to do one. Active, right? So then I'm just holding Command and Shift so I can click through and grab them. So I'm just going to change all of these over to yellow, right? And then I'll copy that and change them all over to a green. Right? You can just grab your artboard and drag it down to make more room. So that way I have default, active, and then succeeded states. Okay. Does that make sense for everybody? Actually, we should probably do a fourth state. Let's do a fourth state. Let's go succeeded and failed, or whatever. What did I call it? Error. We'll call it error. We'll do 4 states. All right. Cool. All right, so this is going to be part 1. This is due on Monday, or Tuesday, sorry. So you have the rest of class today. It's about half an hour, or thereabouts, 25 minutes to get started. And then you have class on Thursday as well to work on it. So if you need help, I can help you. All right. It should go pretty smoothly, I would hope. There's a lot of similarities between Sketch and Illustrator and Photoshop. All right. If you're confused about keystroke, key commands, and things like that, let me know, or Google them first. But I can definitely come over and help you. Command, Option, and Shift are going to be your big modifier keys. Okay. Yeah. Nope. Yeah. Do your own thing. Yeah, it's totally up to you. You do need to have everything aligned, right? Like, so I have. Oh no, I didn't. Never mind. If you want, you can pull out guides and kind of decide that you want everything to fit within a certain column. I kind of did that. I knew that I just brought it in a little bit. Where's my 0? Put my 0 over here again. Wow. All right. So my 0 is there, and I just came in like, I guess 84. Yeah, 84. When you make your artboard, if you just hit A, there is a bunch of different types of artboards you can use on the right. Desktop HD is the one I want you to use. Okay, that's going to give you 1440 by 1024. The width, keep the same, but the height you can change as much as you need to. Okay? All right, get cracking.